They were called floating palaces, and the Andrea Doria was the Camelot of the fleet, the most luxurious ship on the transatlantic run, and the last of her kind. There is something for everyone here. As the brochure said, she must provide her passengers with an experience that will somehow be different, one they will never forget as long as they live.
I lived like a king is what I did.
It was play and party all day and half the night.
July 25th, 1956. Only a day away from docking in New York, everybody is looking forward to one last fling. That morning, the Swedish liner Stockholm leaves New York. She boasts a specially reinforced bow designed to break through heavy ice. In mid-afternoon, the Andrea Doria hits fog. Her captain takes normal precautions, closing the watertight doors and sounding the foghorn. Everyone is aware of the fog. Few are worried. To some, the note of the foghorn adds to the romance of the last night out. With darkness, the Doria's captain decides to cut the ship's speed slightly, again according to normal procedures.
Nobody was nervous. Nobody thought about it. They got radar now and all that stuff.
It was just a lovely party. Everybody felt fine and happy.
At 10:40, the Andrea Doria's radar registers a new blip. With a Nantucket lightship already 20 minutes behind her, this one is recorded as a moving vessel, 17 miles ahead.
I just didn't want it to ever end. I was having too much fun.
The Stockholm is on course and in clear weather, running at her top speed of 18 knots. At 10:48, she picks up an approaching ship, 12 miles ahead, and slightly to starboard. At 11 o'clock, the distance is put at 6 miles. By 11:03, at 4. The traffic lane through the North Atlantic is one of the busiest in the world. But universally accepted rules of the road make the safe passage of ships, even in fog, almost routine. At 11:05, the Doria's captain determines the approaching ship is 5 miles off. Two of his officers argue it is closer to 3. He orders a slight turn to the left, 4 degrees, to widen the space for a right-to-right passing. At 11:06, the Stockholm is still running in clear weather, but the fog bank can be seen off to port. Her radar puts the Doria at 2 miles. The third mate orders a 20-degree turn to the right for a left-to-left passing. The maneuver puts them unknowingly on a collision course. By the time the Stockholm's bridge realizes what is happening, it is too late.
It was like a nightmare. There was no way out.
The Doria turns hard. The ship's telegraph flashes full speed astern. The chirping of SOS fills the night. Astonished relay stations read the call and race to answer. Over 2,500 lives are at stake.
This is John Tillman speaking from the plane Miss Daily News. We're en route to cover the collision between the Italian liner Andrea Doria and the Swedish ship Stockholm, which occurred last night some 45 miles southeast of Nantucket. As we circle, certainly is a sorry sight, a very sad sight indeed, to see the pride of the Italian fleet the luxury liner, the 29,000-ton Andrea Doria, wallowing here in the Atlantic Ocean.
Listing so badly, only half her lifeboats could be launched. She was nonetheless abandoned in good order. By dawn, all known survivors had been taken off. Although the Stockholm's bow was ripped away on impact, she remains seaworthy and assists in the rescue operation. Among the survivors that line the decks, almost half are crew members of the Doria. The ocean-going tug Cape Ann and the liner Ile-de-France finish the job of picking up survivors and leave for New York. Of the 1,706 passengers and crew members of the Andrea Doria, 46 are lost. Aboard the Stockholm, 5 seamen are dead. It is a miracle that the toll wasn't heavier. At 5:30 in the morning, the captain is among the last to leave his dying vessel. Now he waits for the inevitable. She does not go quickly or dramatically, but settles with as much grace as dying permits, giving up only by degrees as the insistent waters fill her hull, flooding the great ballroom that only hours before rang with music and laughter, seeping into the corners where lovers stood, rushing through the corridors lined with treasures of art. She is a long time dying, as if to signal fully the regret of it all. For with her, the era of the luxury liner has come to an end. At 10:09, the ship many called the most beautiful in the world took her place in the graveyard of the Atlantic. The Ile-de-France is the first to reach New York with survivors. Last to arrive is the Stockholm, bearing another miracle. Ship's officers discover a young girl snatched from her bed aboard the Andrea Doria by the Stockholm's bow, but still alive in the twisted wreckage. With the final list of the missing still incomplete, those on the docks anxiously scan the railing of the Stockholm. Among the watchers is actress Ruth Roman. On board the Andrea Doria, she had handed her 3-year-old son into a lifeboat, which then pulled away. Rescued later by the Ile-de-France, she still hasn't seen him. The ordeal is over. For some, all that is left is to weep and to mourn. Recrimination and accusation would come soon enough. For most, it is a time for thankful joy.
There was a despicable display of cowardice on the part of the complete personnel of the Andrea Doria from the captain down. I could sing you a song or write you a book about them. We never saw an officer in the 4 hours we were there. We never heard one single solitary word from the bridge.
Nothing was organized at all.
We never saw, to use bad English, we never saw nothing.
I am very much satisfied. The crew's done a very good job. Otherwise, there would have been more casualties and more deaths if it wasn't for them.
No, I see my baby in the water. I jump on the ship. I take it off all. I jump on the ship. I go take my baby in the water 2 times. Take my baby in the water. I swim. All I go on a boat.
We was just going to bed, and I had my pajamas on, and the crash came. When it knocked me down, I got my pair of pants, and I said, Mother, come on, let's go.
Finally, the captains, weary, saddened, confused, faced the public.
Just after the collision, did you check your radar, sir?
No.
Well, Captain, you know whether it was operating?
Right, gentlemen,
No, I can't answer that.
The type I've asked you to stay away from.
Yeah.
I don't think you ought to ask questions which relate to those matters.
Captain, what, in your opinion, was the cause of this accident?
Now wait a minute, gentlemen, don't go into
gentlemen, this
conduct or whatever.
No, gentlemen, this is not a maritime hearing. The successful rescue was made possible because of the discipline and calm of the passenger and the sense of duty of my officer and crew.
The investigation that followed was inconclusive. Blame was never fixed, merely laid again to human error.